Morning, YouTube. All right, so today we're going to start doing a lot of the plumbing. I got a couple of check valves here. One of them is going to go after the pump so that water flowing out of the pump won't flow back. That way if there's any kind of pressure, if I turn the pump off, it's not going to push it backwards. And the other one is going to be for the tube that comes in from campgrounds or city water, whatever, so that when the pump is pushing water out, it won't push it back out through that opening. And the same with this, when this is pressurized coming in, it's not going to push it back through the pump. Okay, but in order to put these onto the PEX that I'm using, I need to have a short piece of copper in here. So I gotta solder in a couple of pieces of copper so I can shark bite them on. I like to use this little auto cutter thing for this kind of thing. It does a better job, I think, than the traditional big ones. Doesn't crush the pipe as much. The trickiest part is getting it started hanging onto the pipe here. Oh, handy pair of vice grips or channel locks. It automatically feeds down through, cuts it off nice. The next step is to clean the ends. I only got to clean the one end because I'm soldering to it. Want to get it nice and clean. One of these, some people use a battery terminal cleaner, works just as well. And if I can get this thing open, a little bit of solder paste to flux. You don't need much. Basically, it keeps it from corroding, and when it's heated up, it helps pull the solder in. So I'm going to get one on the other side, get a few of these cut up, and then I'll show you how to solder. Okay. Okay, the last step before anything is this little wire brush. You can do it with steel wool on the end of your finger. Sandpaper. I just find these little brushes are ideal for doing this. Basically just cleans any corrosion off, any dirt. Makes it so that the solder will bond real nice. Okay. Now, if these were faucets or something like that, I would disassemble them because faucets got little rubber gaskets and stuff. These don't. So do is heat it up for this one side, put the solder on the other side, it should draw it right across, right through. And I don't know if you can see it, but it draws it right in. Should give a nice tight seal. And I'll get the rest of these done up, and then we can move inside and start doing that. Okay, so inside I took the stove back out because I got to run the piping behind. I'm going to run the water line through here, through there. I got to drill through back there. I'm going to start in the back and work my way this way. But where I run into problems is, if I'd thought of this earlier, I would have run the piping in beforehand. Learn from my mistakes, people. Remember, I had all that framework in the back here, and there's a nice big stud right in here, and on the other side of this is where the sink is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut an access port in here so I can cut out enough of that stud to get the water line through. I'm only running cold water right now. The kitchen, I'm just going to heat up a little bit of water when I need it. At this point, I'm not putting in a hot water heater for this. I'm going to try something different back in the shower. So I got to do the water line. I got to cut an access back in here. I'll just use the vibro tool. I'll cut a little small hole and screw it back in place. All right, so I'll get drilling holes, and you've seen me drill holes before, so I'm not going to bore you with that. And we'll come back when I start pulling pipe. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, so here's the basic layout. I'm still waiting. I've got a strainer coming. This is going to come up from the tanks through the strainer into the pump, out of the pump into this check valve, and then into this T. This one is going to come out of the campground water, teed over so that it comes into this check valve, and then down this 90 in here, and then this is the line that goes out to this system. Okay, so I can put all this together except for mounting it. So let me do that. Let me get all the pieces here. We'll get going. One of the nice things about PEX is you can do straight runs all the way through. It's easy to cut using this kind of a tool, but it wants to stay in the shape it's in. So last night I took and just stretched a piece out all the way so that it stays relatively straight. So I figured if I had enough room I'd stretch it all out, but I don't. All right, so it's coming in there, coming over. I'm going to put about a 2-foot piece on of this, and we can attach it later because I'm not sure exactly where that pump's going to get located. So we can do that, and then lots of little pieces to put that together. So let me cut up a few pieces to give you an idea. Yeah, it's a couple feet. Just stretch this out. Easy as that. Just cut it right up. Okay, I'm using, there's a couple different styles of crimpers, rings, whatever, for the PEX. This kind was recommended to me. This is the first time I've been using PEX. So pretty straightforward. Get it on there. Clamp it down till it lets go. There you go. I just got to go around and do all these. Get this thing okay, well, so I got this, then I'm remember I soldered these. I put shark bites on. Shark bites slide on. They're nice. They're a little expensive compared to these, but hey, it all works. this kind, there is a way to take them off if I need to, but I hopefully will never see a need to. Now these shark bites can also be taken apart if need be. Just a special tool that slides it in. Alright, I get this on here and that on there. And again, I'm waiting for the filter. And I don't want to put this on yet because I got to spin that on. So, yeah, that's that so far. And then I got to start putting the rest of this together. Okay, so it's a little bit dark and dingy here, so I got a flashlight, sort of, hopefully you can see this. Under the bed, I have mounted the pump. It's got a filter. The clear hose is coming from the tanks. And it goes through the check valve and out into the system. And if I have it hooked up to campground pressure water, it goes through this check valve and out into the system. So there's that. I've got it controlled up here. I did change this panel. I put this so that I have access to the wiring in the back in case I have to swap out switches or add stuff. I put in a 5 switches. Only 3 of them are hooked to anything right now. This one's the light. This one's the propane, the red. This will be the water pump with the blue. So it's very quiet. You can't even hear it. Of course, if I was in the bed, I'd probably be able to hear it. But as it is, we're good. So I've got the plumbing run through. I need to hook up the faucet and figure out the shower. I got stuff to do with that. An idea I want to try. And but it's raining. And some of that entails me going outside and drilling holes, crawling around underneath. So, in the meantime, I'm going to, I've got a small fridge, and I'm going to put that in so we can get that into place. It's not ideal. It's not the one I would like. I really want to get one that's propane and 110. The 3-way would be great, but ones with 12 volt are very scarce. But so I'm going to get that mounted in here. I got to build a shelf to get it up so I'm not crawling around the floor. Same with the microwave, it's going to go right above it. So I'm going to work on that. It's just building shelves, so I'm not going to show you a video of that, but I will show you the completed thing. Because I got that filter, I don't want to have to unscrew the bottom of the bed, lift it up to get to it. It's going to be impossible. I'm going to cut an access port. It's going to be against the back wall. It's not going to have a lot of pressure on it, so I'm not worried about it falling through. So, all right. So, see you next time, YouTube. Off to more fun adventures, probably with water. All right. Bye.
Arr!